Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are live with another episode of Void, where we're not late because we were planning the entire episode. That's not true at all. We have no idea what we're doing. We're just in space.
It's funny because we spent this whole time talking and we actually don't know what we're doing at all.
No, but I've been asking for days. I've been prompting. I sent questions.
Welcome to roleplay. This is what it's like in real life.
Doctored everything proper.
It's all improv. That's why it's improv.
It is
we
all improv.
Don't make decisions until it's absolutely necessary to.
Exactly. So we are here with another fun episode of Us in Space. We have a full crew here. We got an offline donation to kick off the corruption bar today. So we're already part of the way there. So if you guys want to hit that corruption bar in the bottom right-hand corner, it serves two purposes. One is that when that bar fills, Dot gets to do whatever the hell she wants to us. So far, it's not been great. But more importantly...
And tonight's going to be a big one.
Shut up,
Tonight's a big opportunity, chat.
Shut up. More importantly, every dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing players here. Speaking of giving money, if you guys want to support the channel and the things that I do here, please go check us out on Patreon. And if you want to converse with us about this very show, please go check it out in our Discord server. Links for that all down below. That being said, Dot, take us away into the third horizon.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, last week. Okay. Last week, our crew found themselves aboard the portal station here in the Hamura system, which is the Hammurabi station. Thank you. My own brain for reminding me. And they each had some business to attend to. Some of it personal, all of it personal. So they took some time and dealt with their business. Their goodness was a interrogation of the dancer aboard this vessel by Polaris, which went swimmingly. And by interrogate, I mean she got a lot of information out of him for doing absolutely nothing. Malik visited his crush, the doctor, and found out that some of the bodies did not have drugs stored in them. Some of them did. And more importantly, they had found quite a large stack of them, and that they were going to be moved the next day back to the Coriolis station under order of the Consortium. Malik thought it would be a great idea to speak with the commander on board this vessel and attempt to convince this colonel that he was the man for the job by dropping a name that was not his own. In fact, he used Polaris's father's name, a high-ranking member of the syndicate. Camera cuts. We get a flashback of Tao, which was an important one, a little bit about how she acquired the Defiant and how it became the Defiant. We also had her visit the paper, the bulletin, and found out that there might be more interesting news than the interview that they had promised, as one of the emissaries, one of the ghosts of Xene, has in fact been reported missing from the Coriolis station. Sending up quite a few red flags. And we saw Tamir have a moment with the portal master. They actually went out to the portal, ran some scans, and hopefully Tamir found some of his advice helpful in their time moving forward. Maybe not, based on Gnome's face. And that was pretty much it. After each one of them had been put through kind of hell for the day as they waited for their vessel to have upgrades made so that they could make a decision as to where their next locale is going to be, Malik went back to visit his doctor friend, hopefully to, I guess, ask her out was the vibe that I got. But unfortunately, he found that she had been stabbed through the chest and the drugs had been taken. A lockdown aboard this station was called, but not before the Corsair managed to leave the docks of the station and take flight. Man, you guys are filling up that bar fast.
Please save us.
I love it. I love it so much. Fill the bar, baby. Fill that bar.
The desperation in Num's voice was just, it was everything.
It eked out. All of you were left after having a very curt word from the colonel themselves, the one that went out on a limb to give a job to a man who's not here, which she may or may not know. The adorable doctor is currently down and out, but thanks to Malik's help, did manage to survive. He patched her up, was the only one that successfully rolled that metacurgy, and things have gone quiet. Most of the miners that call this place a safe haven have already taken them to themselves to the coffin, and those that are due for a new shift are currently being patted down and before they're available to leave and go back to the mines planet side. And each of you have probably, gone back to your vessel? Are you sleeping in the coffins, or are you sleeping in the bunks on the ship?
I would like to sleep in my own bed, please.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, the vessel is up on the rack, but it doesn't mean that you cannot enter it. You can hear the sounds of people working underneath, welding here and there. Things and parts are being put on it. From the inside, it is kind of a strange noise. It reminds you that you're simply inside of a hollow vessel.
Ah, the sounds of home.
And I'm interested to know where and how all of you go after this. There was definitely some tension, and it was made clear by Gnome that right before we found a injured doctor that there might be some things to talk about. If not, you can simply go to sleep and wake up the next day.
I think Soul would kind of wait by the common area, but not go into his room, and kind of look at and wait for Malik, and kind of like, if I see him, I'm going to eye him and kind of like gesture, calmly for a conversation.
Okay.
I don't know how a physical gesture like that would be, but maybe like, I don't know. like
You gesture him over?
One of these.
Yeah, just like, come here before I kill you.
So, yeah, I actually have a layout of our vessel, if I remember correctly. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. Looking at this one here, there is actually, in fact, a leisure and hollow room, which I'm guessing may be where you catch him as he comes into the cargo area.
The leisure and hollow. Where is that? What floor is that on? Oh, I see what it is.
Yes.
Dope. Let's zoom in on this so everyone else can enjoy this.
As we all come in on level 1, Tal will go straight down to level 2 and into her bunk area. She needs a minute.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I would say that puts Malik and Sul, yeah, both of you are alone, I guess, unless Tamir follows.
Tamir has a lot to think about as far as like data goes. So I think he'd go straight to his own room and just start plugging away.
The doors close, leaving an awkward silence between Polaris and Malik as you stand there alone.
That as if to say that any of the silences between us aren't awkward. He stands there looking at you because you motioned towards him with a threatening glare, and he looks at you and says, yeah, what's up?
I'm going to kick over a chair and say, I think we should have a chat.
We're having an aggressive day today. You grab me by the arm, and then you want to... Okay. Sure. And he kind of spins the chair and sits in it like he's in high school. What's up, man?
So, clearly, all of our cards are not on the table. You...
I mean, yours are.
Used a certain name that I have to ask, do you know what that name is?
Yeah, it's your name.
Right. Do you know what it entitles for you to use that name?
No. You said your dad gave you your mission.
Right.
I needed a bigger name than mine or yours, so I guess...
Well, his name is... My name is his name.
No, I know. That was the point.
Right. And he is not... Okay, listen. You have your own objective, I get it. And I'm not going to ask what it is. I have mine.
No, you don't.
I do.
Yours is a cover.
Sure, I don't care if it's a cover. It's still my objective.
Okay.
Whether or not you succeed in your mission through my cover, as you would say, is not relevant to me. However, I need this to go smoothly. And obviously, I know you do too. I'm sure you care for your brother. Using my family name just put your brother's life at risk.
Well, then we need those drugs.
Again, I don't really care. I'm just letting you know that what you did is no longer just about you. You put everyone on this ship at risk, including your brother. And I'm gonna grab a piece of like I guess on the data. Like, do I have like a personal data thing that?
Do you have a data pad as part of your?
I don't think so.
I think he was given one with the dossier.
Yeah, you would have been given like this is your Kindle version. This is not an iPad.
Kindle. Okay. Is there anything that on the data pad I could use to kind of let Malik know who my dad could possibly
Absolutely
be?
not.
Okay.
Oh, do we have a database on the ship?
What kind? Because I know that the ship was not, in fact, decked out.
A library database? Don't we have one?
With a library database. I don't think you guys
database.
took one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think we took one.
Gotcha.
You might be able to ask really nicely and have one installed.
No, it's too late for that now.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's too late to ask for nice things, Tom.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, the first name of my dad.
Your father's first name is Al Khan.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be straightforward with you here. That way we have no more miscommunications, and I think that would be the best for both of us to get what we need to get.
Okay.
My father's name is Al Khan. He is, and I look around, make sure all the doors are closed. No one he is one of the, let's say, directors for a certain cleanup crew within a organization that we both are familiar with. And by director, I mean a person that does not like to be impersonated with and has the resources to find your entire lineage and wipe you out.
Does this name mean anything to me, Dot?
Alcon Marin. If it did, he would not be good at his job.
Yeah, exactly.
So the name itself doesn't mean anything. You can roll. You don't have culture, do you?
I don't.
Yeah, this is kind of like an internal politics role for the syndicate is what this is, because you may not know their name, but if you can understand how the internal workings of the syndicate are, you can kind of understand the hierarchical scale.
Is there a certain title that my father would have?
Oh, interesting. Like
because he might not know the name, but I assume if you are familiar with some structure of the syndicate, if I say like a Don or a Godfather, obviously not like that. But
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Now clearly I'm at risk for telling him all this, but I don't give a fuck.
Could I make you a data gen roll to see if in my extracurricular activities I may have uncovered, certain members of the syndicate that might not have wanted to be uncovered?
Yeah, that'll be a stretch, but we'll see what you can get out of it. Why not?
All right, let's see.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right?
I fail, so no.
Great, that's the worst what can happen. So, no. Again, it's how do you run a name of a man that is not supposed to exist?
Right.
Okay. Malik, you would have a rough idea of the fact that the syndicate has multiple tiers, and the syndicate deals in many things. This is not a mafia, meaning there's like one head honcho. The syndicate is a grouping of very bad people. Bad people, that's subjective. It is a grouping of individuals who deal in certain things that other people might find distasteful. So that could be everything from, say, illegal tattoos to assassinations to potentially the person that you have made your connection with, and the syndicate wrangles people in for various reasons. If his father is in fact as high and important as they say they are, there's a possibility he's head of some major branch or arm of the syndicate. Based on what Sewell's telling you, it's probably assassinations, which means it is of tippity top secret.
I think with that, now that that I know, Saul's gonna add on top of that, like, clearly, I don't expect you to know everything, because I mean, otherwise, my department in our organization is to clean up other messes permanently. My father is the one that picks the people that need to get cleaned up. If that makes anything clearer for you.
Look, man, I get it. You do wet works.
Yeah, but I am a grunt. I am a pawn. He is more of a, I would say, a queen or a very, very cheating chess player. Also, he's a scumbag. So I don't really give a shit if I tell you this. I just need you to know I need you to understand the position that we are now in, so that you and I can both complete everything that needs to be done.
All right, you're using a lot of metaphors here.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, okay, so your dad kills people.
He picks the people that needs to die.
It doesn't matter.
It's very important that you know that he picks the people.
So what are you trying to get here?
I just need to make sure that we are on the same page and that we can trust each other.
Yeah, I get it. Your dad picks people that kills people. We're on the same page.
Am I going to be able to trust you to move forward?
To do what?
To complete whatever we need to get done so we can get the fuck out of here.
I have no idea what you need to complete. I don't care.
I just need to go.
I was told that your job is literally a cover for my job. The syndicate doesn't give a shit about your job being completed. They only care about the drugs. I know it's not true, Dot. You don't have to unmute. Listen, know, but Malik doesn't.
You clearly have your opinions on what is and is not important, and that's fine. And I understand that you believe that your objective is more vital. I'm saying that they both need to be completed.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So don't use my fucking dad's name anymore. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I shouldn't have a need to anymore.
You shouldn't have had to use in the beginning.
Well, I mean,
if you came and talked to me about this, and I know it's not normal, perhaps you don't get to make big decisions when you're given tasks like this, but if you came from the beginning, your brother might not be at risk. I want you to know, because of your actions, your brother could die.
Okay, that's kind of...
Oh, and Tao too, of course, yeah, but whatever. He's in the heat of the moment. He's not thinking straight. I give him a break.
It's very in character.
I mean, that's kind of the long and short of it, man. You nailed it. Yeah, because of my actions.
We can both agree that we need to go through, because I can guarantee you, after all this bullshit, we're gonna need to do some talking on to the pilot lady to get us through there.
Yeah. Okay, so we have two options. Option one is there was a shortcut that I tried to take and get those drugs from the station that we're on.
Right.
Option B is we go get the unrefined drugs that I was originally sent to get, which I'm pretty sure is on the other side of that. And he vaguely motions in the direction of the portal.
I follow your finger and look out towards the portal.
And it's the same portal that you're wanting to go through. It's the same portal that's kind of broken.
Okay. I think as long as we are on the same page, clearly before we had some tension, I get it. You don't trust me. I don't trust you. All that matters is we need to get the job completed. So from this point on, let us work together.
We don't have tension, Saul.
Was that just me? Am I the only one that wanted to kill you?
Yeah, I could care less about you. No offense.
Oh, I guess that's fair then.
Yeah. You didn't know the full mission Which leads me to believe that
I don't need to know the full mission.
Which leads me to believe that you're expendable.
Yes, but you don't understand you are as well as expendable.
Sure.
But now your brother and all of us are now expendable.
Well, I mean, I think we made that choice when we hired them, but either way, same page.
Okay, good. As long as we're on the same page.
Do you have any other grievances you want to air?
No, other than just, I hope you die.
Great. If you want to slip me a note under my door.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying, being upfront, I hope we complete the mission. However, in the process of the mission, something happens and I hope you fall.
Okay.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Real quick, you seemed really concerned when the drugs were missing.
No, not really.
Okay, that's a lie. And he gets up, and I assume like the chair spins a little bit. And he's like,
sure.
All right,
Okay. Wait.
What? I thought we were done.
I'm more concerned if you don't complete this mission. I don't know how it's going to affect my mission. Okay. And I can guarantee you completing both missions is vital.
All right, man.
That's my concern.
Okay.
I'm trying. Do you see what I did there? Trust? You get it?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you. Don't use your dad's name. Let's find some drugs. Do whatever the hell you were doing. Rescue mission, I think you lied about. Yeah, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. As long as we're on a mutual understanding.
And he looks at you like are we done now kind of face.
And Saul just walks away.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's so dramatic. He just mumbles under his breath as he waits a minute and then follows behind because all of the bedrooms are in the same fucking area.
I mean, you're bunking together.
There's separate rooms.
Are we?
I believe there are bunks. I believe we talked about this. There are only so many bunks.
There's 4 rooms.
Oh, okay.
On this ship.
Okay. Well, then you each get your own room.
Can mine be right next to him?
Sure.
Perfect.
Okay. So then I do that awkward walk away, then realize, oh wait, and then I walk behind him and do that oh, we said goodbye too early, damn it. Oh well.
Love it.
After probably about an hour or so, Tal will go and knock on Tamir's door.
Enter. It's unlocked.
Hey, so how'd the portal go today?
Well, it's uncertain. There is still, I guess, a lot to be kind of read through, but if we go through it, it could be, there could be one of very many outcomes. We could get thrown somewhere that we don't know. We could potentially encounter a first or second horizon ship. Although no, we knew it was first. The signature was based off of
the white
old.
The signature was based off of a vessel that came through from somewhere outside of Third Horizon. The ship was identified thanks to Malik's high roll that it was a first horizon vessel.
Okay.
A matched first horizon vessel. Okay. And that, yes, that's about what you managed to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The simple version of it.
Mm-hmm. We could encounter them again. They are very clearly throwing anything and everything at this. We could make it through, no problem. We also don't know what's on the other side. So, uncertainty. Are you okay?
Honestly, Tamir, I feel like we're kind of screwed any way we go here. The portal's unstable, and even if you and the quartermaster figured it out and are able to make it work, then on the other side, I could run into First Horizon vessels as a space freighter that's slightly beefed up a little bit with some unreliable weapons and cloaking device.
I mean,
If we leave, I'm sure that the contract that we took is void. I don't really have the money to pay it back, so gotta continue. At least if Soul wants it.
I don't know. I feel with all of the events that have gone down between the white butterfly and the black vessel, we're so close. Who else would come now? Both vessels, we don't even have a signal. We can't even trace them. We can't determine where they're at, but we could go to the portal. We could see for ourselves. We could send the information back. Unfortunately, at potentially great cost. You will owe money either way. He says, like, trying to make a joke, not very good at jokes.
Question, are you sitting on like at your desk or
Yeah,
bed? Or are you standing where?
No, he's definitely sitting at his desk, and there are just like data pads as I hit shit in front of me. There's shit everywhere. But he has all of this information from, you know, their own recording, like from his own recording when he was inside the Ghazali, as well as the data from the Ghazali and now the quartermasters or portal masters. So he's like big brain
Everywhere.
all over, lines all over. You know, yeah.
I cross over and just kind of sit on the corner of the bunk because it's the only other place to sit. And I just, you know, elbows on knees, put my head in my hands, and I'm like, look, at this point, I mean, my parents wanted this thing to be useful for something, right? What's better than using it to get information back? Might not come back, but at least it will be good for something.
But you and your ship and your parents, they have already contributed.
Me? No. My parents are freaking brilliant.
This is true.
I was a kid running around these halls playing pilot in my dad's lap for years, dreaming of flying myself. That I didn't do anything special here. This is the first chance I've gotten to. So, you know, why not? Let the traveler guide us.
I think that is ultimately going to be your decision. This is your ship. This was your home. And if you have faith in the traveler, what more would the traveler want you to do? It's kind of in their name.
Yeah. I pull out the little, what's it called? The little talisman that I had. And I kind of turn it over in my hands and I hold it out to you and I say, do you see this? It's like there's markings on it, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it means.
Do you hand over the top half or the bottom part that came off of it?
I hand over the bottom part because the top half is an icon. I essentially know what it is. That's just
an icon carving.
That's just the carving.
Okay.
But the bottom part was obviously part of it, but not part of it. There's got to be some significance here. So I hand that over.
Okay. Yeah, I would like, Tamir would like to take a look at it.
Okay. Okay, this is a culture roll.
I do not, but I do have empathy.
Great. You can try to make it. It's pretty much going to be a failure without the culture roll. We'll see how you do.
Boy.
Yeah.
Did it roll?
It did, with a 0 failure.
Fantastic.
You've never seen anything like this before. It is a smooth stone, except for the carvings that are in it, these kind of small glyphs and geometrical patterns. Other than that, you are unsure what it does. It was very clearly like, the piece fits on it as if it was hidden and attached to the base of this other figurine, but it is a standalone item.
Could I put it through like a scanner and get like a 3D render of it, and then just because you said there's like geometric shapes and patterns all over it,
yes,
and perhaps try to crack, maybe not now, but
yes,
eventually, like algorithm.
Yeah, sure, why not? That's I would think in the futurism time of 3D scanning something is not difficult. I mean, we can do it now for Pete's sake. So, yeah, you kind of set it down, and it's actually your suit that uses it. It's the like line of sight vision in your suit. You kind of just put the headpiece on, and you it looks around, and it scans it in and gets a 3-dimensional, and then it pops up a replica of it on the HUD, one of the HUDs that you're using once it's complete. You can try to run some diagnostics on it if you wanted to, and run it and see what you can make of it. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be, if you're using technology, it's a yeah, because you're not really hacking it. Yeah. You could use a science, but it's still, I need technology and science, really, because you're trying to do both.
I think they're both the same for me anyway.
Perfect. Then pick whichever one you'd like. Hey, not too bad. You kind of click away and you start running it through basically old archives, science manuals, just anything that it can ping. It seems to be running in the background, though nothing at the moment is appearing. Okay. Do you, and it's still near you, did you give it back to her?
I think once it was scanned, Tamir will go ahead and hand it back over.
Yeah, once it's successfully scanned, you pick it up and go to hand it back, and it's almost surprising. There's like a jolt in your hand as it vibrates. It lets out a small vibration in your hand before you hand it back to her.
Does it normally do that?
What?
There must be like a mechanism inside. It was vibrating.
Never done that before. I turn it over a couple times in my hands. Does it vibrate again?
No. Not from what you can tell at the moment. Seems like it was. Maybe it was a vibration of the ship.
Yeah, they might have hit a cable while they're working outside. Put it back in my pocket. But yeah, well, the portal master knows about the ship that came in, right? And he can pass along anything else that he finds when we try to jump, right? So
I trust that he will do his best calculations for us. But again, you don't have to.
What was that?
You don't have to. You don't have to jump. I don't want to end up putting you at risk. I don't want to put my brother at risk. I could stay here and use one of their smaller crafts that I can't think of a name on. I was going to say like a dinghy. Like the equivalent of a dinghy.
Sure.
Look, I was hired to jump. I've spent someone else's money to improve my ship so that if I make it safely, we have a chance to run or hide from any opposition we might come across at the other side. I mean, you obviously want to go. I'm not even sure if I could stop you if I tried. So, yeah, we're obviously going to go.
I mean, that's also something we might need to have a conversation about. That money. Have you noticed our employer is probably not great? Does taking the money already put us at risk anyways?
I mean, look, this is all I got. I'm not the smartest person, not the best negotiator. I take the jobs that come to me. So I made the decision that I made when you brought this job from your brother.
Because I trusted my brother, and now I don't know.
Well,
I feel like I put you at risk, and none of this. There wouldn't be all this danger.
hey, if nothing else, you know, us being here, you looking at that portal might have saved a couple lives, and you know, I don't know, but if nothing else, our bodies will be donated to science by default.
I'm not sure that there would be anybody out here to recover our bodies. There's an entire 2 ships worth of bodies just kind of floating in orbit by the sun.
Yeah.
It's a gentle thought. And I appreciate it when we're really, really far from home.
Home is where the heart is. Tamir.
Are you saying that the home is the Defiant?
Mine is. Where's yours? That's up to you.
Yet.
There you go. Maybe it's with your brother.
I don't know. He seems to be busy doing tech work.
Well, okay. Don't stay up too late. Try to get some sleep. It's gonna be a ridiculous day tomorrow, no matter what happens, I'm sure.
That is true. Oh, how did your interview go?
Oh, yeah. So, I went to stand up, and I just kind of plop right back down.
That's good. Do you need Hang on. I feel you right now. And
there's a reason why I was drinking immediately after.
Yeah, and he'll just like pull out like a small little bottle and kind of hand it off to her.
Take a swig. Well, if nothing else, Anita got a few nice last words for a eulogy. But we didn't talk very much about me or what we were doing here, because it turns out one of the ghostly emissaries is gone.
Yeah, that's very concerning.
Yeah.
The entire plot hook of this game that Mike just ruined for everyone.
Oh, yeah, very distracting.
I think someone might have been distracting in that moment.
You want to drop that line again, Eris?
Oh gosh, was it? Did I give the wrong number?
No, you said it right.
Okay. Did I screw up?
No, you said it right.
Mike was sitting there doing like hand signals. I don't know.
He don't know what's up.
I'm trying to look at Gnome. He's right above him.
The emissary, you do know for a fact that the emissary, the one that was sent to Coriolis to sit with the factions on the Council of Factions, is missing.
Yeah. So the ghostly emissary is missing.
That seems very concerning. That seems also incredibly convenient for.
That's great timing. Yeah. It's either maybe there's something connected with the emissaries in the ship, or perhaps the ship that came through took the emissary against their will, or...
But that would mean that the ship wasn't the emissary on Coriolis.
Yes.
As we were leaving.
Yeah.
That would mean that the ship, it has a 3-week start, would have to have gotten to Coriolis already. No, not shaking your head. Did I do math wrong?
No, you're right. You're right. Doing the math, there's no way that they would have made it. If they've made it, they would have just made it.
Okay.
And they're infiltrating, and then they would have had to infiltrate the largest station and the process.
Right.
You're right. Your character's intuition is correct that the timeline doesn't add up.
Okay. But we also don't know what type of technology they have. They've clearly been able to jump through a portal that was supposed to be dead.
That's my concern.
Does it tie in with the white butterfly? We don't even know what that is.
I don't.
I know. I'm sorry, Tal.
It's okay. I'm a pilot, not a genius.
Oh. Except pilots are some of the smartest people ever.
Right. Split decisions.
Specialized skills. Okay. I have specialized in not politically thinking.
And so does the conversation kind of dwindle?
Yeah. I will take one more swig of that flask. Hand it on back. All right. Now I'm going to bed.
All right. May the traveler grant you wonderful dreams. Hopefully prophetic. That will inspire you to really nail this portal jump.
Yeah. Indeed.
And on
then I go back.
Yeah, and on that, the two of you part, finding your bunks for the night, and all of you are kind of put to sleep. This is the first time you've slept in hours. It's been almost 48, almost 72 since you have properly slept. Since you left Coriolis, none of you have actually slept. It is not difficult at the exhaustion level that you all stand. So I believe if you haven't already healed for all your radiation, this will do it. A full rest should correct that. So your radiation is gone. I don't think anybody had any injuries either, right? That we were dealing with.
I am missing HP.
Must recover 1 an hour.
1 an hour. So you would have recovered that by now, especially with the sleep. Yeah.
Does Malik's big arm do anything, or is that just another injury thing?
Did you take? Let me look at your sheet. I was about to say because you would heal from it, but let me double check. Okay.
Oh, the bite thing. Yeah, that's healed.
Oh yeah, that's definitely healed. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I took any injuries.
Okay, perfect. So you guys, it's a much needed rest, and each of you sleep and dream. But the camera pans in over top of a very restless Malik, who sweats with night terrors. Something does not sit right. Maybe it was the words that were given to you just beforehand. the constant reminder that your brother is now a part of this.
I don't want to play anymore.
Too bad, Mike. And we pan into the literal dream that Malik wrestles with in this bunk. Yeah. How's that, Mike? Can you read me now?
That's totally fine.
Yeah, great. Perfect. And as we pan into this dream, we see Malik stepping and walking down the halls of Coriolis. He's younger, maybe not quite as affected by the job. He seems fresh-faced and a bit eager to make it to his next destination. Malik, you were, if you remember, asked to meet here. You were being given information that revolved around your brother. Both of you are relatively fresh to Coriolis, and you know why your brother has come here. But there are a lot of things standing between him and the education that he so desires. Sitting at a open cantina, a very small one, and not well kept. Not properly in the cellar of Coriolis, but you're on your way. And this kind of scraggly man sits there. He's much older than you and might be considered malnourished based on just the bone structure and lack of body mass. And he chugs back whatever liquid this is, waiting patiently. You know that this man deals in a multitude of things, mostly on the streets. And again, you were told that he had information regarding your brother.
Yeah, Malik walks. Malik carries himself completely different in this scene. He's not wearing any kind of like suave-looking clothing like he normally wears. He's not looking fashionable. The only thing in common he has left is the shemagh that he is still wearing. But he's wearing basically what looks like, I mean, if you had to guess, security guard uniform. He's basically wearing like a military-esque jumpsuit. And his hair is shorter, and his beard is less kempt. And he carries himself like straighter than he does currently. Like he's standing up straighter, and he almost like marches towards this impending conversation. Very military-esque.
The gentleman you're meeting cares not for your pomp and circumstance, as he gestures for another drink and kind of eyeballs you out of the side, super side eye, as obviously you've made your entrance.
He waits until he's told to sit.
Are you gonna sit down?
Yes, sir. And he sits in the chair.
Don't call me sir.
Okay.
Just don't. He kind of looks at you like you're weird, just so weird. And he's like, really, you're the
Is something wrong?
No. Can we get at least two more? He says to the guy behind the bar, who very quickly slings two more very foul smelling drinks.
I don't drink.
It's not for you.
Okay, thank you.
He chugs one back at two more slide in front of him. And he says, your brother, right? He's gonna have quite a debt to pay for this education that he wants. He was denied for the scholarship.
Okay. So what's the next step? Is there a process?
If he wants it bad enough, he'll do like everybody else and work it off.
Okay. Is there like can we resubmit? Is there a time period?
It's not that fancy, bud.
Okay.
This is pretty simple. You're either accepted or you're not. And he was found unfit for the scholarship.
What do you mean unfit?
His file stamped, and he slides you a data pad, just a small one, and it shows the file, the like application for the scholarship into the program. He's accepted into the program, but not for the funding.
Well, how do we fix that? Somebody can fix that, right?
Yeah, he's probably going to be approached to work it off.
You keep saying work it off.
He takes another shot. He's down to 1 now. This conversation's not going as smooth as he wanted. He says, I don't... Kind of looked him down. He's like, you're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, we only arrived from Algol like a cycle ago.
Let me guess, you came to Coriolis because you were looking for the next thing? Better life, opportunity?
Not really. I just came to get off Algol. I don't know if you've been there, but that place kind of sucks.
Well, Coriolis kind of sucks.
It's better than Algol.
Everything here is run by different groups on Coriolis. Ones that have their hands in different areas of politics and business.
Okay, so we get him a sponsor, and then he can...
Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
I'm sorry. I'm missing something. Everything was pretty straightforward on Algol. You were either with the ABY or you were not. You were with the rebels, and it was pretty cut and dry. You kind of knew what you were going at.
Well, Coriolis is gray, friend.
Okay.
It's not black or white.
So who can we get to sponsor him?
You don't make and ask for sponsorship. You're offered one.
Okay, and who would offer him sponsorship?
Me. For the syndicate.
What would he have to do?
Whatever they tell him.
What does that mean?
He takes the last shot down, gestures for 2 more. Like, we gotta. He goes, you talk very openly. But your brother, he's got smarts. Kind of points to the data pad, shows his scores, his tests, his writing, all of it is top.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're here.
But this right here, he shows a line. He says they marked it not because of his academic capability. You see, your brother is a prime... Your brother is prime pickings.
For what?
For the syndicate. Smart. He has no family except for you.
Okay.
Off planet. Naive.
No. There's no way that he works for the syndicate.
Then he doesn't go to school.
Look, he didn't... All he did on Algol was help people.
Well, the syndicate helps people.
Not in the way that he does. He made, like, irrigation tracks, and he engineered, like, food tubes or some other
Wonderful.
nerdy shit. I don't...
The syndicate will have wonderful use for him. We're always in need of new weaponry, higher advanced sciences.
Absolutely not.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but it is not your decision.
There has to be a different way.
Okay. Malik.
I didn't like that.
What do you do?
I mean, I'm decent with a pistol, I guess, and I am pretty
It's a horrible pitch. Try again.
Okay, well, I'm a pretty crack shot with computers.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
How crack shot?
He slides the data pad over and starts, like, going to town on it.
He says, I'll do you a favor.
Okay.
You use that data pad to tap into the Coriolis station, change the numbers to show that your brother received the scholarship without being caught, and I'll offer you the job instead. You can work off your brother's debts.
But if I can just change his record, then why would I need...
Because somebody still has to pay those creds. That bird doesn't just appear out of nowhere simply because you change numbers. It just means I don't have to do it.
Okay. And then, what, I work for you, and he doesn't?
Correct.
Okay.
He doesn't even have to know about it. Your brother can go to school, be the best scientist he can be.
I don't like that. Yeah, deal.
Great. Show me how it's done. Oh, and by the way, if you're caught, Oops.
Okay. And he starts scrolling through files and...
It's a data... This will be a data general.
Ooh, boy. Let's give Dot some darkness points.
Don't fuck it up.
Let's give some darkness points. Oh, great. One success.
Okay. One success. You begin clicking away. You hit a firewall. This is part of the massive school here on the Coriolis. This is not some, like, you're not tapping into somebody's, like, IP address. You hear the data pad, it goes like, yeah, as you hit a firewall comes up. It says, warning, you are entering unauthorized area. He looks at you.
New network. And he continues back.
Try again.
Sure.
He says, careful. Don't fuck it up.
One success.
He watches you click again, and he said, once again, he says, you're going to hit a firewall. And right as he says it, it pops up. Warning, unauthorized area. Let me guess, you're going to try again?
I mean, that's the only option, right? What else would you like me to do?
He says, you're making all the calls, right?
I mean, I guess. I came here. Is there a terminal around that's not this pad?
Sure. Or you would be able to find one.
Yeah.
A general terminal, yeah.
Okay, he's going to, like, leave this table and take this guy's data pad with him, and he's going to walk over to one of these general terminals.
Okay.
And then he, like, rummages into his, like... I assume he's got some kind of, like, assault pack on it, and he pulls out a cable and connects his data pad.
Highly illegal. I would suggest you do it with stealth.
Great. I don't have that, so I'm just going to not do that and ignore it entirely.
Perfect. Okay, you plug right in. He's watching. He's smiling. He's got his feet up on the stool you just left.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate that.
This is the best job interview ever.
Great. One success, Dot.
One success.
Christ
but
almighty.
you were in the main network, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. There is a moment you're in. Because you tapped in, seems that you seem to be on the backside.
Great. I do that thing. I change his record to say that he's...
You change his record to say that he owes nothing.
Yes. That he is approved 100%, full scholarship, AP courses, the whole deal.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Everything fills in, you back out, and you unplug and you walk back over. He still sits there. He does not move his feet out of your chair, and he says, well.
Done. Full ride.
He spins his chair and looks over his shoulder. 2 Coriolis guards are headed this direction. He says, are you sure you weren't caught?
I mean, not in the network.
He says, he flips kind of something out of his jacket, and he hands it over to you. It's a card with some numbers on it, similar to what you would consider an IP address, like a way to tap into a network. And he says, contact me here in 2 days' time. You will have a new job. 2 of them, in fact. One working for the syndicate and one as a cover.
Is this a second
He
sponsorship?
He says, no. You'll work off your brother's debt until we tell you it is done. You'll do as we ask, when we ask, and how we ask it. And he says, that is, of course, as long as you don't get arrested.
And as soon as he says that, Malik, he drops the tablet, unplugs whatever cable he had, and, like, kneels down next to the table. And then he pulls out his, Vulcan pistol that he had hidden and places it on the ground, stands up, and then kicks it across the floor, and then shouts, "There's a gun!" knowing they're illegal here, and then runs the other direction.
Nicely done. Roll a manipulation.
Great. Goodness gravy. Hold on, I gotta change this back to 0. Fuck yes! That's what I wanted earlier! Jesus Christ!
You slide this thing across the floor, you yell, everybody in the general area, some people gasp, a woman screams, somebody points, a gun! There's a gun! The two guards like unstrap theirs off their back and come running over. It's mass chaos.
Great.
And you slip out no problem. You don't see this lead, he didn't even tell you his name, slip out. All you have in your hand is the card that he gave you as you fade into the crowd of people. As the camera pans up, showing the mass chaos as one of the guards picks up the Vulcan pistol, we see just Malik's back as he disappears. But that resounding words of Soul ring in your ear. This moment, the biggest decision of your life for your brother, to save him from having to live a life in the syndicate. And all you can hear is Saul saying that your brother is now a part of this, that you're bringing your brother into danger, that he is under the syndicate's arm. And you wake with a start, Malik, as you hear a very hard on the table.
On the table?
Or you hear it on my table, on the the side of the ship. It rings out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he just kind of wakes up with a start and hits whatever light switch is in the bedroom, and then hits the door switch, and he kind of looks out into the common area. What?
Most of the kind of at this point the construction and welding has kind of stopped, and all you hear is that empty sound of the freighter itself. You hear a very curt woman's voice. One that you know all too well. She says, "Get up."
What?
It's Agent Her. Put your pants on and exit the vessel.
Wait, do we all hear this?
Tal's already.
I was about to say, you probably
almost
do.
As soon as the banging, she's up.
Oh yeah, it probably wakes all of you.
What the? Tal, what's going on?
You heard her.
Oh,
Let's go.
I assumed you knew more than me. I was asleep.
I drag my feet out.
Me too. I sleep too.
Great.
I sleep too.
I don't know what you do.
As you let the door slides open, the walkway juts down to meet her right at her feet, as if she knew exactly where she needed to stand for her to look like the biggest of badasses. And she stands there in a wide stance, arms crossed, and she says, "You're in trouble, but also out of it."
Pretty standard for me.
I don't know who you're talking to.
Oh, you meant
Saul
him.
just sneakily throws his pistol behind him.
There's a clattering on the floor.
Why did you... Who's in trouble? Me? Or
It says, "You used a false name."
Obviously.
I look at Malik. Fuck.
I was on to you, but most interesting enough is that you used the false name of somebody we've been seeking on Coriolis for a long time. So you're in trouble because you owe me information.
Oh, great. I have no idea.
But you're off the hook because I reported the drugs as stolen.
Oh, well, they were, right?
From what we can tell, yes. Your vessel is the only one we have not searched.
No, it's not mine. It's hers. Also, I
Your
have
vessel.
no idea who that guy is. So...
It's a pretty important name to just drop because you don't know
it was
it.
a pretty good long shot, huh? I'm surprised.
She says, "You don't seem like the lucky type."
He looks to the rest of the crew. Don't I?
I fucking hate
And
you.
they're all just like, she's not right.
She says, "So before you depart from our dear station, we are going to do a thorough search of your ship. I hope you have nothing to hide."
I certainly don't. I will say that anything that's not supposed to be on this ship is most likely theirs. And I wave my hand towards Malik and Soul.
She got a smile. She says, "I have no doubt. You seem like an honest captain."
Thank you.
I've only been here for 24 hours. 48 hours? How long have we been here?
Yeah, well, you know what? I think you have the opposite of luck.
Malik.
What?
Exact opposite of luck.
She says, "Please," and gestures for you all to exit the vessel. She says, "My two guards are going to search it, and we have important business with the portal master. He has requested your company."
All of us?
All of you.
Okay.
Not that she would let any of you out of her sight.
I essentially just head right on towards the portal master.
I was about to say, at this point, you guys definitely would notice the Corsair is gone. That would, I mean, docking station kind of a thing you would have noticed just entering. And she escorts you in silence. All you hear are the heavy weight of her boots as she leads you up and around to the portal master station. He waits on you with a bit of eagerness. As you come in, he kind of bolts up from his chair in a spry kind of way.
Good morning, Bashir.
And Agent Thurs says, I will deliver them to you, but I will also be escorting them back. I don't trust them.
What?
We didn't do anything.
They didn't do
I
anything.
agree with them.
We saved your doctor.
That's true. I did
She
save
says,
your doctor.
yes, the doctor. Since you're so interested, she looks right at Malik.
Yeah, okay.
Your valiant effort to save her did, in fact, do so. She's in stable condition. She keeps asking for you.
Yeah, she does.
I would like to just like nudge Malik.
She looks so stone-faced cold when she says that. As if
Even
she
Tal smirks a little.
Possibly understand
You're
why.
welcome.
Now, Saul doesn't understand and just looks off.
She says, I will stand outside. When you're done, I will escort you back to your vessel, and then hopefully you will all leave this station to continue whatever it is you were doing.
Probably jumping through that portal you're looking at over there.
She says, that's for the drugs. You're no longer in need of delivering them.
We were delivering drugs?
What?
What?
She does not look amused by either of you.
Tal's eyebrows are just up, and
she says, I suggest that you take this as a opportunity.
Okay.
I will be outside. An opportunity to get out of a contract in which you almost lost. She says, leave this place. I want to see your faces. She turns. No, if you're gonna say something, she's gonna hear it.
No, I'm
please.
Good. I'm good. I'm good. Soul's like, he's like, never mind.
And she walks out. You see her post by the door through these partially like transparent, sliding glass. And she stands there, her back. She doesn't seem interested in listening to your conversation. The portal master, he looks well worn. His hair kind of cowlicks on in. He looks like he's been up all night and jacked the hell up on some coffee.
Stim packs. Yeah.
Space coffee. Yeah. Proper
right.
stim, but like he's been up all night. And he says, now that is over, I have good news.
Please, we could use some good news.
I have recalculated the algorithm for the portal to include the anomaly between the two spaces. If we account for it, then we can negate around it instead of you passing through it.
I like that. I like the sound of that.
Halfway explaining it, Saul's like interested and realizes he doesn't understand, just sits down.
And he says, so, I have plotted your route to Taoan. You are still going to Taoan, right?
That's the job that we were hired for originally. That's what brought us here.
Yes.
They're going to Talyn.
He says, good, because it took me all night to do this. And he says, so, as long as everything on your end is ready to go, and he slides a small data stick over. He says, put this into the vessel. It will, of course, as usual, connect the two algorithms. It will plot your course for you from this station here. If all goes well and my math is correct, even though I took some liberties, you should technically go straight from here to Taoan, though I cannot tell you what you may encounter between.
I pick up the data stick and I said, took liberties?
He says, well, I am basing all of this off massive theories of what we believe to have happened between the two portals. Thanks to Malik's valiant effort of drawing data from some of the ancient files, I was able to recognize some old coordinates, along with, of course, the blue disc that you pulled from the Ghazali, and kind of triangulated a way to pinpoint what I believe to be the opening where the first horizon came through. If I can account for it, then we can bypass it. Because if we didn't, you could actually end up in the first horizon.
I don't want to end up in the first horizon, no thank you.
Precisely.
So I just plug this straight in.
He says, plug this in right before
Mir doesn't have to do anything at all to it.
Well, the basic plotting to me of this is portal hopping 101, right?
I do, but Cher, I have a question. If even in theory you have been able to determine the coordinates of First Horizon, isn't that evidence enough to transmit back to Coriolis?
Not necessarily, because we haven't proved it's technically the first horizon. All we've done is prove that something else came through from outside the third horizon. The only key piece that we have is the notation of the white butterfly, which seems to match this strange thing that you, and he points to Polaris, found. And that's really the only connection that we have. And he's like, and technically, he goes, okay. And he runs over to an area, and he kind of swipes his hand across, and this giant blue HUD screen comes up, like a whiteboard basically, but it's HUD deck. And he uses his finger and he begins kind of writing stuff out for you. And he says, okay, imagine that the portal here is a door. And imagine that the portal on the other side of Talyn is a door. Now, usually these two doors stand open. This is what we do when we plot from one point to another. And then the vessel simply passes from one into the next. But this time around, there is a third door, one in the middle, a small one. This is the first horizon door. This is where the white butterfly came through. And he says, so I am unsure if this door is closed or still potentially cracked. If it is, if this door opens from here and the Taoan door opens and the third one is open, you will inevitably pass through. The hope, if we can plot for the third door, is for you to be able to go around it. And he's drawing all these diagrams up on the wall. Does that make sense?
Just standing there with my arms crossed, leaning up against a corner of a desk, like,
what the fuck?
It has to do with how we fold time, at least the theory behind it, and what we believe to be,
I understand a lot of those words individually.
Yeah, same.
I don't.
He goes, look, this is my greatest finding ever. Tamir, he says, you can explain it to your crew or not, but as long as you are on board, you use the exact matching coordinates of the ones that I have created, then I do believe that you will have a much more successful chance of passing through from here to Talyn. Without it, your vessel's probably going to be ripped apart.
All I'm hearing is you figured out a way for us to do it. He's smart enough to do it. She's skilled enough to drive it. So that's good enough for me.
He says, it's too bad that you'll all have to be under. I'd love to know what's between the two portals.
Hey, super nerd.
We could have a sensor or a probe, perhaps, that could be receiving.
I like hide my drone a little bit.
Is there any way, when we go through this first door, so to speak, does it send any data back to you about what happens?
To some degree. It will let me know that the vessel has in fact passed from one to the other, though it is the station on the Taoan side that will read your incoming signal.
If there is one?
And we also don't know if there is one.
Yeah. Just thinking, if nothing else, would us going through this portal and testing this, would it help anybody else figure out the puzzle? Probably.
Malik turns to Tamir, and in complete earnest, he goes, super nerd. Percent chance of success?
27?
That's good enough for me.
Did you get that number?
Worse until we had that information. Had we gone through not knowing about this third door straight to the first horizon, we would have been ripped apart, atom from atom.
I've done more with less. You got this,
And
kid.
he says, now for the bad news.
Oh shit.
Oh, that was the good news.
Correct. He goes, I haven't quite figured out how you're going to return from Taoan. If the portal station is in fact down and there is nobody there to say plot your course back to here, then it will be all on you, Tamir. You will definitely need to dock with the station and refuel, and then you should be able to, just as I do, plot the coordinates back. You have plotted coordinates before, yes?
Yes, of course. But
Anyway, you could just turn these around. If it gets us there, it should get us back, correct?
we still need to be able to resupply. We can't make multiple portal jumps on the whim.
Says, let's just hope that whatever happened on the other side has not completely taken down the system.
And well, no, we wouldn't. They're 2 years away from regular travel. But no radio communications.
Not that we can tell. There seems to be something blocking it. Potentially the third door. As he uses his layman metaphor to help you out.
I look at
them
Soul.
out. Obviously, Tamir gets it.
You're sure you still want to go try to finish this?
Yes.
All right. I guess we're going. For science or something.
When you say that he's for science, this very excited old man like puts a fist in the air. He's very much behind that idea.
And I just turn towards the door to go back to my ship. Essentially, just Tal's done.
Malik puts a hand on Tamir's shoulder to like make him hold back a little bit behind everyone else. And when they're like the last two, and I assume the dock master guy, the portal master, is in the room, he looks to Tamir and goes, "You have plotted actual jumps, right? Not in class, because you just said 2 days, 3 days, less than a cycle ago, that you've only gotten on the ship, left Coriolis, and came back to Coriolis, and you stayed in the Kua system. So where did you plot jumps to?"
I mean, the simulation labs, but they are as realistic as could be.
As a third door.
That is a variable that's I don't believe anybody could have predicted.
All right, well. You got this, kid. And he kind of like aggressively claps him on the back and then heads out the door.
She's waiting. She stops you and does not let you leave until the group has convened together.
Hello again.
There's no need for a secondary greeting. I knew you were inside. I have not missed you.
Malik leans in because he's just an antagonist at this point. He goes, "Did you find anything hidden on her ship?"
She goes, no, your vessel was clean-ish.
No, it should be incredibly clean. We're
I
very
mopped.
attentive to our ship.
That's true, you did mop.
I mopped. It should be spotless.
You're not very good at mopping.
You mean the blood stains?
I got like 73% of it.
You just made
It's
that
like a
number
C
up.
plus.
Do you even know how to like calculate the value
She
of
goes-
blood that was on the ground after you picked it up from a mop?
You guys are
Do
really.
you even calculate value of blood, though, bro?
So, do you even fucking mop, dude?
Mop, bro.
Do you even...
If that's not on a shirt, I'm fucking pissed.
Man, do you even mop, bro? She says, so...
After all of them and like insult me, I'm just like, whatever, fuck
She
this.
goes, instead of asking you why, there was a need to mop up blood on your vessel because I really don't care. I would like for you to leave now.
Okay.
Could you give Lamar my number? Or is that too much to ask for?
The doctor?
Yeah, she was asking for me, and you're kicking me off the station. So, like, rude, but, like, you know.
I think
She says, I am not a delivery boy.
You delivered us to...
I am a colonial agent.
Okay.
I would be more than happy to escort you to say your last words to her, but I refuse to deliver your digits.
What about one of your guards?
They are busy.
Let's just go say bye.
Malik,
She was really nice. I
take me
liked
some
her too.
time. Just go say goodbye to your girlfriend, please.
I've only been here for a day.
Girlfriend!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I get it now.
What? You've only been here for a day. I just met her. God.
I'd like to say bye to her. She was nice.
She says good, because you're all staying together, so I hope you all have goodbyes.
Wait, why do I have to go prepare the ship for jump?
We'll prepare the ship for jump all together. Let's just go so your brother could say goodbye to the doctor, and we'll go.
And she leads you, dragging her feet back in to the doctor's chambers. She is laid out on one of her own tables, resting. She has an IV in her arm. She might be sleeping, but her vitals seem stable. At least so says the HUD screen that's appearing next to her, running, blood pressure and all of that.
Malik was only asking to give his number to be a pain in the ass to this colonial agent.
Nope. She says, she gestures. She says, go ahead.
So he immediately over-embellishes everything. Like, he's now putting on an act. And, he walks to the table and, he kneels down at the table and takes her hand in, both of his. And he's like, my dearest Lumara, we are leaving the station now. It could be for good. I don't know. We're jumping to Taoan, the broken portal. This might be the very last time we ever see each other. And I just had to see you one more time. And he's putting on a complete act because he knows.
Do you want it to be believable? Because I need a manipulation if you do.
No, not at all. He is fully here to piss off colonial agent.
Oh, Saul believes it though. I would like to lean in towards Tamir and be like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know they were so involved."
No. So that's not. He's being a dick. He's using this.
I walk up to the other side of her and I say, "Hey, Dr. Lumara, I'm really glad you're not dead. I'm sorry Malik's an asshole."
Her eyes are closed. She's resting.
All right, let's go. Come on.
I pat her on the shoulder. Thank you. And then I walk away.
As you walk away, you realize that the colonial agent hasn't heard any of this because she's all eyes on a dancer on a stage, already performing for the day in the middle of the cantina.
Could I look over to see where, if the dancer? I just want to look over to see what the dancer's doing. Is she just
who the dancer is?
It is your favorite person in the world. She smiles at you when you notice her.
I kind of look at her and do one of these because all I can think about is my dad, and then I'm just gonna go, and then I'm just gonna turn away and just. My joyful morning self is completely dead now, and he's back to sulking eyes and just kind of you can physically see a gray cloud over him and I'm just gonna.
I was about to say, Amira's hard at work.
Yeah, I'm just gonna avoid eye contact.
Joyful morning soul.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What the fuck?
Tamir, you're the only one not conversating. You can roll This is an observation roll.
I was like, that feels like a really low bar to roll. You're not doing anything.
I might also take if an empathy is better for you.
What was the roll?
It will be an observation if you want to use your eyes. It will be This is kind of a survival. It's basically a opportunity to read her, either her emotions or visually what you see, whichever you feel like is better.
Okay, I statistically have better chance with that.
No,
you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't notice.
How about How about I burn a reroll?
Do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Let's fucking
Why
do
should,
it.
why should
Yeah,
Malik
yeah,
be the
yeah,
only
yeah,
one to do
yeah.
that
Right.
shit?
Right. Why can Malik just kill us? Like,
You
I
get
want to be
dark
part of
point.
this
You get
murder
dark
fest.
point.
It might be time. That puts me at 11 darkness points.
I feel like even if as she's using them, because we keep fucking up so much, it
She
doesn't
hasn't
deplete.
used them.
She's used
Oh,
2.
she has it?
She's used 2.
Okay. 2.
We're gonna die.
Feels so much better.
Okay. Okay. Reroll that bills.
Oh man.
The worst is when you reroll and fail.
yeah.
2 successes.
The colonial agent cannot take her eyes off of the dancer. She seems, considering the fact that she was less than pleased with all of you and was very adamant about escorting you here, now that she has eyes on Amira, she seems to not take them off. And it's not a lusting kind of eye. This is not the way the miners look at her. She is like a cat on a mouse.
Does Tamir know what to do with that understanding, though?
That's for you to decide, but you definitely recognize that it's a predator prey kind of thing, or maybe like a predator against predator. You're not sure, but she dances and probably notices the agent there, but doesn't. Amira brushes it off, right? Like it doesn't mean anything to her, but the agent does not take her eyes off of Amira.
Okay. Can I nudge Malik?
Sure.
Like, Malik. And he'll just kind of like quietly, kind of tilt his head towards her.
I know, right?
She's like this.
You don't
Oh, you mean
think
the
she's...
agent.
Do you think maybe she has something to do with your missing package?
You mean the terrifying dancer lady? Yeah, probably. I mean, or the pirate ship named Pirate Ship that is no longer on the station, even though there was a lockdown. Those are my guesses.
God, Malik is such a dick.
An asshole. You're the kind of guy in college I used to like to beat up.
No, I was kidding.
Yeah,
You can say it.
that's perfect. That's who he's playing. Yeah, I mean, one of the two. Like, of anyone on the ship, she's the weirdest thing here. Besides the...
She don't look
Corsair.
weird. She looks fucking hot.
But she looks out of place here.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
that's-
She's
that's
a high
more-
quality dancer.
That's more what
I mean,
he
not to
means.
mention we had that weird ass interaction too with her.
weird. There's nothing weird about it. It was very genuine. She told you everything.
She gave me my dad's sex suit in front of my friends. That's fucking weird.
Would you rather have it been a private conversation, not in front of your friends?
I would rather.
She
not
might have asked
that
you to try it on.
Gross.
She could fuck herself.
Maybe with that
Hey,
spider
you know
suit.
what?
Malik looks to Tamir and he says, "Yeah, man, probably. Not really our problem anymore, though, right?"
It seems that everything is becoming our problem.
It was a job.
Oh.
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 Oh no,
Oh, God.
no,
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting rid of a card. I've already I played the
Oh.
judge card last game for you, Paul.
Shit.
God.
I thought she was like, "Oh wait, darkness."
We all.
God,
I know. You know what's funny? I haven't even used them yet. I've got plans for it. We're not even there yet. So just know, Paul, you will need to draw again.
I got you. Can we do that now or?
Yeah. Why don't you hold on to that? We'll draw it at the end.
So
Because
now,
this
Still
was
hasn't
played last
used
game.
my card.
so now
I've got
that,
plans for your card.
Now
Oh,
that
God.
Tamir, now that Tamir has pointed this out to Malik and he sees the interaction, again, just because of who he is, he just leans over to her and he goes, "Do you need a minute or can we walk back to the ship?"
Just enjoying the entertainment.
I can see that.
Could
She says, "Are you done saying your goodbyes?"
Could
Sol
we-
has
could
a
I
sex
see
suit
what-
that she likes if you want.
Can we go now, please? I would like to go back to my ship.
Just why would you wear a suit during sex?
I? It's not. I would like to leave.
I don't know.
She says, I want you to leave. And she quickly escorts you back. She makes a couple hand gestures to the 2 guards that have been following with you to keep eyes on her, for them to stay. And she escorts you back to the vessel. Last call for anything before you exit this place, because I swear if we spend another episode on this space station, I'm going to burn it to the ground myself.
No, I think I'm fully done. I'm good.
Are we good on this space station?
Oh, wait. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, don't do that to me, Eris.
I love you, Dad.
So preparations are made. The vessel has been moved since you returned. It has a massive crane arm, basically, has picked it up, moved it from its location over. Things that you now have. New weapons have been installed.
Yeah. You already put it on the ship?
I did. I feel like I put it on the ship sheet. Yes, I did.
I think you did, yeah.
The Mason cannon has been added. Okay. The autocannons are in place, and I want to make sure.
Oh yeah, the data mine, autocannon.
Yeah, the data, the autocannon, and I was giving you something else, I marked it.
We had an autocannon before. We got a Mason cannon before.
Yeah, the Mason cannon got added.
It doesn't look like it was added.
The Mason cannon's what got added. It's down there under your weapons.
Nope, I'm adding it right now.
No, it's right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Just got to keep going down. Even further.
Under weapons.
It's going to be under weaponry because that's what it is. I mean, if you want to add it as a module, you can also do that too.
Gotcha.
The last thing I wanted to do was give you, you guys gained stealth. Yes.
Why does Tamir's engineer skill level say 0?
Because you got to populate it manually.
Yeah, I just have to put it in manually.
Okay.
What is your the pilot skill for you?
I got that one.
Perfect.
What would mine be?
Tamir, what's your engineer?
Which is going to be based off.
What's your ranged combat?
3.
Plus agility.
Plus 5, 8.
So 8. Okay, so 8 in for our gunner. Our engineer is Tamir, which is going to be based on science, I believe.
Okay, science is...
Plus your wits.
I think it's technology, actually.
Or is it technology?
It's technology, but it should be like 8.
I think they're going to be the same.
So it should be 8. And then the captain's skill is basically going to be... I think I read this. It's based...
8, yeah.
Well, your pilot skill is. Your captain's skill is based on something different.
Yeah, captain is based on command.
Command.
Which I don't...
Do you have command?
I don't think
no.
has command.
Then what is... that's going to be based on empathy, right? Command's 3. Empathy. So just 3. Okay, perfect. There we go. All right, that's filled in. Good. That's actually perfect. Good. We're going to need it. So you guys did have some stealth technology, but I wanted to give you... He gave you a couple extra special things, okay? You requested it. And he added, as per request. So this guy walks over, Polaris and Tal, you have already had a chance to meet this fellow.
Oh, yes, I love him.
But he comes waddling over in kind of coveralls that are far too large. He wears them off his shoulders, tied around his waist. They kind of sit baggy on his small frame. And he says, well, and he kind of like pats the vessel. He goes, it's all good to go. Never better. She's been fueled up, polished up, and look at those babies. And he points to the new cannon on the top. He's like, I hope you got somebody that can shoot that thing.
Oh, I'm sure we can find someone to shoot them.
Saul's just staring at the guns like, wow.
Hey, you didn't buff out that carving, did you?
He goes, you told me not to.
Okay, just making sure.
He goes, it's weird, but whatever, if it's your thing.
Just a quick question. Based on my experience with weaponry, could I tell how, like, just, I guess by looking at it, like how decent the equipment that we were given?
Sure. So it's definitely used. He's taken it off something else and put it on yours. So it's very clear it's a used item. But this gun in particular is considered a short range, but it has extra oomph, I guess you could say.
Okay. It's like a shotgun.
It's a shotgun for a vessel.
That's cool. Okay.
Kind of, I guess, put that out there. Yeah, what was this guy's name? He called himself Benny?
Joey.
That's
Joey.
right.
It was
I knew that. It's Joey. Yeah. And he says, and so, I touched a few things up. I tried not to mess with anything too much. Your internal running system really needed an update. So I made sure, updates. He kind of shrugs like, that's what I got.
Thank you.
And he says, of course, I can't find what I'm looking for. He says, I noticed that you had a large cargo area, some extra space in the trunk.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Did
you can't
put
tell if he's
some junk in my
you.
trunk?
He says, well, it was junk before I got my hands on it.
Oh.
And he says, so, just go check the cargo area. Consider it a gift. Don't forget old Joey, though.
Tamir, are they flirting?
How can fight?
I will immediately go inspect the cargo area.
Yeah, you will.
He has a rather, hard used, but there is a grav bike that has been placed that he has clearly tried to fix up with used parts. It's kind of junky, and attached to the side is a side cart, and attached to the back of it is a small I don't know, I guess you could say it could haul things. It's like I broke Mike and all I said was grab bike.
Because you did it completely innocently and my head went to 4-year-old virgin when he's like, you have a big trunk? Because I'm going to put my bike in it. I fucking
As soon as you said, I heard I saw you got a big cargo bike. I was like, oh God, are you going to put a bike in my trunk?
I did put a bike in your trunk. A space bike in your trunk.
I'm gonna put my bike in it.
There's no gravity in space.
I'm so over this.
Oh man, I'm so glad that Eris is on
This
the
is
same
my very
page as me.
serious space game. So yes, he has kind of worked up a grab bike. It has a side cart, so there's a place for a second person, and it's pulling a trailer, a small trailer.
This guy gave us a space bike as a bonus?
Let me tell you, it's not in good condition. Yeah, this is hard use. It's missing some of its exterior exo shell, but it runs, so he says.
Do we all see this? I would assume.
Yeah, if you pop open the trunk, there's your bike.
It's like, whoa, that's pretty cool. It's a bike.
He goes, I know. Some guy brought this in here, said it was not running, and he just left it, so.
Is it running?
Well, it is now.
You fixed it up?
That's my job, ain't it?
No, I just thought you probably just threw a bike.
He goes, what, you don't believe me? Go.
No, don't worry. It's not his ship anyways. Thank you, Joey. You're great.
He goes, nah, Captain, you're great.
Got a free bike. What am I going to do with this bike?
Yeah, what you going to do with all that junk in your trunk?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go. God. And Malik boards the ship.
We should have a rule. You need to spend the darkness point to tell bad jokes.
Yeah,
We made that rule last
this
time.
last session, you're down back to 11.
At 11.
As we
You were at 12.
No,
was
I was
at
at
11.
I was at 10 when we started this, and I gained 1.
Oh, okay, cool. You're back to 10.
Every
I'm
pun
back
is a
to
darkness.
10
Every pun is a
if-
darkness point.
So that was not a pun.
That was worse.
It's a dad joke.
did not have
Great.
been a pun, but
Two
not
darkness
a pun.
points for a dad
As
joke.
as we're I guess going in, I'm gonna just shimmy. I'm gonna tap over to Tamir and be like, you think you can do something with this?
I probably, but that is the least of our concern right now.
I just thought it was cool. And I'm
You
like,
need a fucking grab bike. Someone's like, why did Dad give this to us? Why would she do? Why a grab bike? Your puns, your jokes. You're gonna end up fucking planet side and need to get somewhere, and then all of you are gonna be very excited that Joe gave you a used junk in the trunk bike. Okay.
about it.
Hold on, real quick. As soon as you said bike with the sidecar, I'm thinking Tal is riding a motorcycle with Tamir in a sidecar.
Oh my
And the other two are running behind. So that's also what I got.
That is exactly
I'm your
what's
fucking
going in my head right now.
specialist. What the
And I love this.
I need fan art of that.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
I can just imagine Tal really focused and Tamir's
Oh, yeah.
holding onto his helmet with his books flying out
Like an anime. Just
That's so
Just
good.
like-
I'm gonna do stick figure drawing of this later. It's
This
gonna
is
look
great.
horrible.
Okay, so here's how this happens. After everything's moved and put back together, the stick goes into the console. Everything boots up. Sally is still there. Sally greets you. She runs the diagnostic. She connects you with the station. Almost like a big glass front. You can see way off in the distance. Little man is there. The portal master, as he is clicking away, and like deja vu. The three of you head to the chamber, the pod chamber that you need to hop into.
Before I will stop into my chapel because I never leave without praying to the traveler.
Oh, good call.
Good.
You're welcome. You have another darkness point.
Oh yeah, I do have. Do I get one for you praying?
Wait,
No, I only get it if it's a failed and you want to re-roll it
Yes.
to pray to the icon.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
this one is
I was
on you,
thinking-
and it's actually a benefit to you in that. So
good for you.
let's see. I want to make sure I get this right. So everybody basically bunks up. You hop into your pods. A Tao will be the last one to be awake. There is a pod nearby that you use as the captain and pilot of the vessel because you have to be the last one, basically, to hit the go button and go to sleep. It takes about an hour and a half after you get on the vessel for everything to be settled, for everything to be right. People begin gathering on the docks to watch your ship head towards a portal. The last time this happened, 2 vessels were lost, as well as hundreds of lives. They did not make it through.
Please, let's not make it 3.
Yeah. You hear the voice come over. 5 minutes to launch. Please enter your stasis pods. Please enter your stasis pods.
Oh, fuck this. I'm gonna walk towards my stasis pod, but grab the bucket, place it right next to mine, and then get into the stasis pod.
That's perfect. Malik also gets in his stasis pod. I don't know why in all space shows you're always in your skivvies, so I assume that's what we're doing. So he's, he has his clothes folded. That's in every single space movie. That's how it is.
I love that, baby. You don't actually have to strip down, but Malik chooses to do so.
In all the
I'm gonna
space
stare
videos,
at
that's what
Malik
it
as
is.
he does this.
Yeah, so he
Tal
puts it
will
all.
not do that.
He puts it all
No,
nice and neat.
you have a private pod
Yeah.
near the cockpit, so
And he gets in and hits the button and closes it, and then before the magical space mist rises,
Okay.
he unfolds a square piece of what is like cardstock paper and sort of sticks it in the side of the container unit. And the last thing you see of Malik is him looking at this picture, and it is a picture of 2 young boys and their parents. As he sort of wedges it
That's
in there,
fucking
and then
cute.
the mist goes over and he's out.
he's gone. Each of them 2 minutes to launch. Final coordinates.
Okay.
Yep. Nope. Hey, you got 2 minutes. I hope you're under in 2. Yeah.
2 minutes. We're gonna make it count. Tamir is gonna be with Tal until he absolutely needs to make it over to his.
2 minutes would pretty much be that point. She needs to hit like a go button.
Yeah.
And then it'll be, I think that's pretty much it. And then she would need to hop in and it does like a countdown, like a camera, like 10,
Right.
9. She hops in and then it jumps.
Okay. Tal,
Yeah,
are you sure?
absolutely not. But we got to find out. So either we make it out on the other side, or I'll see you in the next life. If there is another life.
That's actually still up for a lot of debate.
How will we find out?
All right. See you in a bit. And he'll go to his pod.
You hear 30 seconds to launch. Ignite engines. Click, 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 click. As soon as it connects, once again, the ship says 30 seconds and counting. Captain, please enter your stasis quarters.
I enter.
All you hear, Tal, is the countdown. 15, 14, 13, before you pass out. and everything goes quiet. I need a pilot jump from you. Your coordinates have been plotted. That's a +1. You prayed to the icon. That is a +1. And a important person has put a prayer on the outside of your vessel. That is a 2, I believe. Let me double check. And I think you get, hang on. Let me make sure I have this.
I'm counting a 4 so far, right?
Okay, so prayer and sacrifice, a chapel on board. You don't have an anointed priest, but I'm giving you a +1 for her prayer. And you're getting the +1 for the ship being plotted, this extra plotting that has gone down over the 4 days. So 4, yes. 4 plus your pilot roll.
So stressed.
This is the role that matters.
I'm the one that has to click the freaking button, okay?
I mean, it's like a +12 we got here. Critical success.
You shut your
yeah, okay.
Wonderful.
Whew.
All of you sleep. That dark.
Dot spends 10 darkness points. Reroll.
Please, no.
A dark sleep comes over all of you. And the camera watches as we see the Defiant absorb into a black hole, vessel first, or front of the vessel first, and then it sit through. There is no explosion. There is no beaming white light. There's no debris that comes out the other side. The Defiant is gone, disappeared into the darkness. And the camera watches for a period of time. Oh, I should ask this. Did you set up a watch, something to... Like you wanted to see what was in the in-between? Did you guys set anything up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
I was also going to ask if it would be okay to have my recon droid just kind of like hover back and forth.
Yeah, you can set the recon droid just to look out the front if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I figured that would, like, for his own sake, probably just a record in case.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God, how messed up would it be if Tamir hooked up his internal comm system to keep running, even while in stasis.
You could do that if you wanted to. You can make a very quick technology roll to see if you can make it happen. If you want to hear what's on the other side.
I just want you to notice how high her eyebrows went when she said that answer to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. Imagine.
I feel like we would have set something up, like around the ship system, just to at least have recordings of like any data that's coming in as we're going.
Okay. So the setting up the drone to just wait there and watch what's happening. No problem. Can do. That's easy. Tamir, if you would like to have your comms on, now you're technically in a sleep, but you never know what you might hear or what you might record audibly speaking. If you want to set it up, that would be a technology roll to wire it. That is on you.
Let's we could explode anyway.
You're a scientist. Scientists want to know everything.
Oh, so much. It's gonna kill all of us. Or him. I don't know.
Okay. Well done. But as the camera follows through the literal portal, this black hole into nothingness, we see something that our human minds cannot handle, which is why you sleep as you literally jump through time. The droid will catch everything out of the front, and Malik, Tamir, in your sleep, you think you hear shouting. And the sound of shrieks. You don't know if it's in your mind's eye or not, but your body gets hot and starts to vibrate and warm up. You don't know what it is, but the darkness encroaches on you, and you hear the sound of pure darkness in space, the emptiness, the white noise that will drive any living thing crazy. The camera pans down now to look at Tao. Tao, you've made plenty of jumps in your lifetime and have since you were a child, but this is different. Something starts in your gut and it begins to awaken inside of you. you see a premonition. Something that's never happened to you before. Through the eyes of the emissary. At least you believe it to be so. Black bags, you can hear the sounds of yourself being carried from place to place. The emissary asks questions, and all you get in return is angry and dark sounds. As they carry you from one place to another, the air is moist and damp, like that of a jungle or a forest. You can feel it on your skin, in the air. The sounds of everything around you, and then the sounds of screams. Of people in pain, inflicted pain, and not the kind of pain that kills you, the kind of pain that sustains you and drives a person mad. And as the vessel comes out the other side of the portal into Taoan successfully, the jump is made, the third door is passed. The first person awake, of course, is Tal, and you start as the coffin pops open. It is quiet. The perfect sound of a jump through a portal. From what you can tell, it was successful.
I immediately scramble and start checking systems before I, to see if I can figure out exactly where we are before I wake up anybody else.
You have, in fact, made it to Talyn. You run a scan of the area. There is a large amount of debris as you come out. Not the same as like what you I guess you dealt with when you came into the last system. This is a lot lighter, but what you actually pick up is a very large vessel. Half of it, in fact. The freighter. The military one that was supposed to come through, just like the front end of the Titanic, it broke free into the Taoan system. You can see it still is like floating there, and it's leaving debris behind it. A couple lights flicker. There is zero sign of life on board, at least from what you can tell. But more importantly, as you run this, the front of the ship opens up so you can actually see out of the front, and you are taken aback because there are no stars. The sky seems empty with darkness. Hollow, in fact. You can see on your HUD screen that the portal station, is still here in the system, though contact seems null and void. It's pinging back to you, but nobody's answering, basically, the call. And off to your right, you can see a planet. Red and barren, gaseous, easily seen from space. And there is a very large, kind of dark spot that smokes up into the atmosphere. This potentially is the mining colony that was attacked. There is no other signs of life from what you can tell. Until you run deeper. I guess maybe some deeper runs of the area, but all in all, first glance, everything seems to be normal.
Sally, are you recording this still?
Yes. There's his drone also has captured what I guess it could.
Okay, well, I slowly walk, trying to wrap my head around the fact that we actually made it and we are alive, but fuck are we gonna do now? And go to where everybody else is.
Actually, Tal, I'm going to have you roll something for me.
Ooh.
I need to have you roll for your mystic ability, your new mystic powers, because they have been awakened by the darkness and travel.
Ooh. Oh, need to clear
They
that.
were dormant until whatever just happened. Great.
Fail.
Perfect.
Did we just drop that friggin' Tal's been a mystic this whole time? Is that what just happened?
You have a small headache coming on.
Okay.
Don't fret, Mike. I've got all kinds of things up my little
You're a
sleeves.
fucking
If
wizard
you
on
think
board.
the best that I can do is a spider sex suit, you wrong. You wrong. Okay.
That was just Dot warming up.
Yeah, that was just me like getting, just powering up.
Sex suit is step one. Next, she'll be talking about clubs. Anyways,
That's right. The next thing to do, of course, is to check on your crew. And you need to release them from stasis.
I will make my way over there and hit the button.
Awesome. Who do you let out first? You gotta let them out one by
Of
one.
course, Tamir.
Tamir.
And then
Tamir, I need you to also roll for a power that has been awakened in you during the travel of darkness. Go ahead and roll your mystic power.
Is everyone a fucking space wizard? No? What's up?
Don't be jealous, Mike. The most you got was drugs.
I'm very confused.
Great. You also fail. A headache also starts coming onto you, but it makes the pit of your stomach churn, this impendingness. And you hear this ringing in your ear, that sound of just like maybe you've listened to something too high or too loud, but it rings. It calls to you. Tao, where do you keep the little stone? that you
It's
shaped in here?
just in my pocket.
Great.
I've just kept it in my pocket the entire
It's
time.
ringing out from Tao. It's almost so much you can't hear anything that she says. It's muted.
Tamir, you feel okay? Do you need to go? Here, Soul left a bucket right here.
No. There's.
Oh, I hit Soul's thing, and then
Sewell.
I'll go and hit Malik's thing too. He left a picture.
Fuck. Where's my bucket?
Oh,
Right next to you.
I grab it. I throw up right into it.
All right, I guess that's Soul's. I'm glad you chose the bucket and not the floor.
I kind of curl up on the floor and just like, and then I just cradle the bucket.
Well, hey guys, guess what? We're in the Taoan system.
I don't like these.
There's also no stars, and the portal station isn't answering their phone call. So our correspondent. So,
Great.
but we made it,
Whoa.
and I found the rest of that ship.
What?
Like,
The-
yeah. One that broke
Yeah,
in
just come look.
Yep, the one that broke in half.
half. Let me put my pants on. Hold on.
Why
Malik gets
aren't
dressed.
what? Hold on.
I have a bunch of
If
them.
we ever do another portal jump, can you just please keep your clothes on?
Why did no one else?
That's not necessary.
As Malik tries to put his clothes back on, there is a slight
I need you to
jostling.
roll a mystic.
There's a slight jostling of the vessel, as if something has come in contact with it. Sally comes over. There is a strange life form that has connected itself to the exterior of the vessel. More are incoming.
That's bad.
What did that robot thing
Yeah.
say?
I run to
There's
the control board.
a second.
I push the bucket away and I immediately get up and I run to my chambers to grab my gun.
Great. Dots
Yeah,
using
I'm gonna head to
darkness
the-
points.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Oh fuck!
As
Samir,
Sewell
got a
runs-
scan going. What's going on here?
I'm on.
As Sewell runs towards his bedroom, he just like looks around for anyone and he goes, "They're on the outside. Where's he going?" As he finishes putting his clothes on.
Okay, tell me where everybody goes and what you do, and I will give you information, and then we're probably going to go into our first ship combat.
Great.
Oh.
The bridge.
Let's do it.
Okay, you head to the bridge.
I would run to my chamber to just grab my Vulcan pistol.
Okay, you go. Gotta get that Vulcan pistol.
That's all I'm good
Al
for.
runs to the cockpit. I heard that. And Tamir,
Probably down to the engines. For
Okay.
Power.
down to the engines for power's sake. Okay. Malik and Tal, you make it to kind of the cockpit area. And you see out the front, the literal like front glass of the vessel. It's very difficult, especially in the darkness with no stars. But something seems to be headed towards you. They are rather large in nature, probably about a third of the size of your vessel. They float through space, moving on their own. They look kind of like, the only best way I can describe them is a manta ray. They kind of look like a manta ray. They're large. The two of you, having seen them now, can roll to try to identify them. That is going to be, because these, I will take a culture check on this one. I would also take a survival check.
I will give you survival.
I got neither.
Great. Then you can make just a flat wits check. Great.
Awesome.
Great.
One success.
Okay. When you were a kid on the planet's surface, Malik, they used to talk about the terrors of space, the things that live in the darkness between the stars.
Love those.
Creatures that haunt the nightmares of space-bearing folk. These in particular are said to actually consume vessels. They eat metal.
Great.
They're a strange, mysterious being, and they're said to only arrive when the darkness does. They follow it like dolphins in the wake of a vessel. There are 6 of them.
Great. That's a good number of them. He sits down in that center terminal, the one he was like doing hacking things from, and then just like leans around the clear computer screen towards Talyn and says, "Those eat ships."
Oh, great. We're in a ship. How do we get rid of them?
I don't know. Shoot them?
Awesome. Over the intercom, Soul hears, "Hey, Soul, you know how to use a gun? Because we could really use you on the exterior guns."
Soul, in the midst of not understanding, yells instead of uses the intercom. Okay! And then just kind of runs towards wherever the gun systems would be.
Hey,
you run so lucky I have a small ship.
The new guns. You run to the new guns. The good news is you actually have you already had a weapon system on board that keeps things from entering the vessel, so it immediately kicks in because these have attached themselves. I'll see if I can show you guys a picture. Yeah.
God, that's so cool.
Dope.
That's what they look like.
This looks like a praying mantis. I mean, not praying mantis.
Yeah, like a manta ray. It's like a let's see if I can give you them.
It's like a space Steve Irwin.
Mike. Tamir now sitting at only if I get to stab you through the chest.
I mean, you have been doing it the entire session.
Please, I hadn't even got
You're not wrong.
Am I the only one that's controlling the weapon system?
Death by 1,000 cuts. Yes, you will be controlling the weapon system. So let's start, Mike. You sit down at this, and you remember hearing Joey tell you that he had made some updates to the internal system.
I heard that.
When you sit down, you realize he's not just made updates. He, in fact, has installed a database library on board the vessel for you.
Great.
So that means that you can, in fact, make a check with, I believe it's a +3. Let me double check that regarding things in the system. I have to double check.
Hey, look, being an asshole to guys named Joey apparently gets you somewhere.
That's what I did for the entire
library
campaign.
database.
No, they don't.
Library database.
It works for Tal.
Disclaimer,
make sure I get this right.
Disclaimer, in real life, no, it does not.
No, it worked in meta letters too.
I think that's true.
I think a full library database is a +3.
I believe it's a +3 too, but I want to make sure I know what the base rule is.
It's a +3 to culture.
To culture, it is to culture. Okay.
Culture or science.
Or science. Okay, I'll let you roll whichever you prefer then.
I'm not trained in either of those things, and they are advanced, so I don't have culture or science.
Great. Well, then you're using the library system, so you're still going to get a +3, and that would be a wits roll.
Gotcha. So I'll just give you a survival. Bam! 2 successes.
2 2 successes.
Yeah.
You sit down, you have access to a hell of a lot more stuff
Hell
than you
yeah,
did
I do.
before. You begin just typing in keywords, and you come up with a file, this kind of dated file that very quickly pops up as the ship jostles again. So these are called, and I'm going to botch this name, I'm just going to say that. They're called Muzhadjar, Muzhadjar. They are a creature that has not been seen in the Third Horizon and since the Portal Wars. The last sight of them and the knowledge of them was that they were they're of the First Horizon. That's about all I can give you to some degree. They are semi-intelligent, and they are partially biosculpted creatures. They are well known for, let's see, they feed on ship wreckage and small asteroids and are drawn to ships in motion.
We're a ship in motion.
You are. And the camera cuts as Saul buckles himself in to the system that's going to basically shoot this thing. Okay. Tell me what you want to do. Because we're basically going to go into an initiative.
Oh, okay. Just a quick reiteration. Can you... So data meme is like a research thing, right? It's not like an actual weapon per se, or is it a weapon?
It's a ship weapon.
It's a ship weapon.
Ship to ship.
Ship to
Yes.
ship. Okay.
It basically knocks out, like if another ship was incoming on you, it would read and allow you access to their vessel's internal.
Gotcha.
So we could disable them.
So you could disable them. In this case, it's not applicable.
Right.
The other one that you have, which is just looking at the other weapons.
Autocannon.
The autocannon is meant for keeping people from entering your ship. So it auto does its thing. If something gets within a certain radius of the hull of your vessel, it starts firing.
Gotcha. So my primary usage would be the Mason.
Correct. You're gonna use the Mason cannon.
Racist.
Correct, Amundo. Okay, and what about Samir?
I think Tamir is having an incredibly difficult time focusing right now. I mean, if they are preparing for combat with something, he's got to do whatever he can to make sure that weapons has what they need, which is very new to the ship. I think he has the experience with adjusting ships.
Yes.
Weapons, but also to be able to give Tal the maneuverability she needs. So power consumption is probably priority number 1 right now.
Okay, that's great. So here's what I'm just going to have you all do for quick and dirty sake. There are 6 of them. 2 currently on the vessel and 4 in flight towards you. It's very clear that they have been eating the debris from the freighter vessel that from the one that came through earlier. That's very, very clear to you because they're leaving all of that and headed towards your moving ship. I'm going to have a technology roll made on the part of Tamir. I'm going to have we're basically going to make a gunner roll for Saul, who I believe is what you're going to want to hit these. You're going to want to shoot them.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. And
I think my primary objective is more so just to keep the closest one so that's further away.
Okay.
Kind of like a game of like keep away.
You do have 2 on the ship as well.
Oh, then I would prioritize the 2 that are on the ship first.
Yeah, we need those off the ship.
Okay.
That would be like my top priority.
Okay. And anything that and then I'm gonna need a pilot roll, of course. You could try to keep them off by piloting. You can also attempt to head somewhere if you wanted to, Tal.
So I was going to try to shake them off on the way to the station.
You want to try to make it to the portal station?
Yes, because if nothing else, I can dock inside the portal station and hopefully they'll be attracted to that and consume that.
Perfect. So basically,
hopefully
there's a planet. There's the planet
is
over
my
here.
only chance.
Yep, there's a planet over here. The freighter. This is a massive freighter. This colonial vessel is huge, and it is like broken open. It is on your way to the portal station. So worst case scenario, you could potentially dock inside this dead vessel and try to use it if you don't make it to the station in time.
Yeah.
You have 2 stops, basically.
Yeah, if it looks like that's my only option, I will do that.
Okay.
If not, I will try to get there.
Okay, so let's start with, I need everybody's rolls that you're going to attempt to make. Malik, I'm not sure what you wanted to add to that, if there was anything.
Yeah, I'm going to do a sensor roll, because that's what my job is.
Yep.
But I want to know distance, direction, and how long it's going to take for us to get to the planet, because
Okay.
Malik has a bad idea.
How do I
Right.
do a gunner roll? Just roll.
A gunner roll is you should be able to do it on your sheet. It's 8 die from what we have marked down for you, so it's going to be your ranged combat.
Got you. Okay.
Well, for you, it's going to be, you're attacking the ones that are on the ship, right?
Yeah.
So you're shooting with the autocannon, which would be your ranged combat +2. So at the top of the sheet.
I believe the autocannon fires automatically.
You still have to, like, trajectorize them. They don't actually just shoot automatically. You still have to roll. They give you a bonus +2 to fire.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Can be used for defensive fire.
Yeah. They're the only, like, so their range is literally contact. So they have to be boarding you to shoot them.
Yes, so that one could be used. Okay.
For my
limit
pilot
or
roll, is
something.
it just a straight roll?
Just a straight pilot roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I need to give you Data Gin. Actually, I'm going to use Data Gin with... Can I
Fuck it.
use the library?
I'm going to pray to the icons.
Hell yeah, you are.
Because Mike doesn't get to have all the fucking fun, huh?
Exactly.
Okay.
Why does Mike get to only do it?
Welcome
Why does
to
no
Team
one
Bad
get to
Guys.
do it?
Far, so
Perfect.
Doesn't matter.
Can I
That's
use
just
this
great.
new computer
Not meant to mate it.
to do Data Gin stuff? Is that possible?
Sure. I'll give you a +3 on that. Why not?
Dope. Critical success.
Great.
Wow.
Fantastic. Let's get the autocannon roll. You get a bonus of a +2 for the
I did
record.
a limited success.
Yeah.
It's
And you
right
added,
under-
did you add 2 to that? Roll me 2 more d6.
Okay.
I think you did.
I think.
No.
Oh, because
you did.
5 and 3 is 8. He gets
Yeah.
2 more because the autocannons have an automatic
roll
+2.
2d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay, so it's still a limited success. But it does hit. Okay. 2 damage is done to the blah, 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 blah. You hear the autocannons go off. They clearly hit one of the I love you guys like my sound effects.
space guns.
The creature lets out I guess you can't really hear it. You know that you hit it. It's definitely been hit. You can hear it thud, thud, thud as it rolls down the vessel. It like let free and it kind of rolls towards the back. There is still 1 on board.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun. I need to make a little note here so I can keep track of this. 4 of them are still on the way, though they've not reached the vessel yet. 12 and 2. Okay. Everybody roll? No, I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, no, I got my tech. Oh, critical success on the tech. Okay. The good news is you keep things from overheating. You're beginning to notice they are trying to bite through the hull of the ship. The sensory readings that you are getting definitely tells you that. The critical success that you get on the trajectory tells you that at this rate, with 6 of them, you will not make it to the portal station before they eat your vessel and all of you are sucked out into space.
He wants to know how long it's going to take to get to the planet.
Planet side, with the critical success, you know that even if you entered the atmosphere with them on board, they are susceptible to fire. They will not make it out of the atmosphere. You would be able to burn them off the vessel.
That's the plan. How long does it take to get there?
It's going to take you about, you mean to the actual atmosphere? If she makes a good piloting roll, you might be able to make it in 10 minutes. If you can keep them off and out of the vessel that long.
Yeah, he like leans again around this clear screen and shouts to Tal, redirect all power to the aft. We need to hit the planet side, burn them off. There's no way we're going to make it.
Planet side?
Planet side, we can land. Your ship can land, right?
Yeah, I can.
Burn them all off.
Great.
All right.
You spun the like vessel. It didn't knock them off. They seem to really be kind of stuck to this. So
There's just one on the ship now, though, right?
No, you shot one. There's still 2 on
You
it.
shot one and it rolled down the back, but it's still attached. They're both
Gotcha.
still on board.
Oh, okay.
The other 4 haven't quite reached the vessel yet. They're coming from farther off. their turn. This is where Dot uses darkness points. Okay. I am going to...
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Yep, we're all about to die.
Okay. The first one uses Hullbreaker. Trying to break through. Oh, man. A pack of these can break through the hull of a ship in less than an hour. So this is just like a spaceship attack. And I made a character sheet for them, everybody.
Oh.
My baby.
What is considered a pack?
We could fix it. It's okay.
A pack 6 is definitely a pack.
So this is 2-pack.
I see what you did there. Okay, so they're going to make this would be like a ship. So this is melee combat for them. Okay. Okay. That was a really garbage roll. What do I need to make to break the ship hull?
6.
No, that doesn't happen. The first one tries, no good. Second one.
Oh no! What damage does it do?
2.
We only have 6 hull points, so
Great.
So 2 of them have hit now. That is 4 out of our 6 hull points.
So you hear this crunching noise. It's the sound that'll make a pilot's gut turn on end. The sound of your ship crunching.
Tal is completely like sheet white at the controls right now.
One of them has broke through. You hear Sally say, yeah, she simply says, the hull has been breached. The hull has been breached. Good thing the other 4 aren't here yet.
So if one is breached, does that mean they're like...
They're not physically in it. Think of this like, that scene in The Matrix where the second one where they're trying to get through the hull and it takes them a while to get inside, but you can hear them crunching. The first layer of the hull is kind of being ripped free. But you're all going to get another round. So if there's something you'd like to do, go ahead. I know that, Paul, you're going to want to roll for another hit. So go ahead.
Yeah, with autocannons to the...
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so I put +2 positive. So
Yep, make sure you add the +2 in the modifier for that. Perfect, critical. Freaking great. That's actually really great because I believe with a critical... yes, it definitely adds to it. I want to make sure I get your ship correct because the autocannon on a crit does 3 damage.
Somebody had messaged us about that, and that is not how crits work, and I freaking posted it in our group chat, and now I forget how they work.
Yeah, but ship is different than ranged combat, I believe. But it could be wrong. Let's find out. Here, this is why I have these things marked in this nice little book.
Yeah.
Weapons and equipment, spaceship, star travel, combat, 8. I don't know if that considers that ship combat too, but I'm pretty sure it's still... Oh, you're right. We did check on this because it has, you get the additional things with it. Okay, so yes, Paul, he's correct. So ranged combat, if you crit on a ranged combat, you get additional things. Target size, range, a quick shot, reloading, bonus effect.
Yeah, when attacking an enemy from melee combat or from afar, you can spend any extra 6s you rolled beyond the first one to inflict critical injuries. How many 6s you need beyond the first one depends on the weapon you are using. You must spend 6s equal to your weapon's crit value, which means our weapon is 3, which means you need a minimum of 4 successes to be able to actually roll on the critical injury table. So you just do regular ass damage.
Correct, because he only rolled 3 of the 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're using the auto cannon, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
And the auto
Would
cannon
my
is a 3.
Would my talent do anything? The judge's talent, where it deals auto critical injury when?
Wait,
you
no,
attack?
this isn't the autocannon. This is the
I'm
Mason
using the
cannon.
No, it
No,
is the
using
autocannon. It is the autocannon.
They're
because
on the
it's
ship.
because they're on the ship. The
Oh,
Mason cannon
got it.
can't shoot the ones on the ship. It can only shoot them out of far. What was that question about the judge?
Does that do anything if I use the judge's talent, which is it deals automatic critical injury when your attacks hit, regardless of whether it penetrates cover armor, et cetera, et cetera?
It would do, but like it would be a waste to use now.
Gotcha.
So basically,
Correct.
you damage
So hold
now.
it.
Next
Yeah.
turn, you could auto crit.
You could auto crit next turn.
Okay.
Which is what I would do.
Like double crit, but I guess that's
Because so this does another 2. You hear this creature kind of, I guess, yelp out, and it releases off of one of them is now off of the ship. It's still flying behind you. You like knocked it off the back. There's still one ready to go. Anybody else want to roll this turn to do anything else? Yes.
Go,
pilot, go. Roll me another piloting check. Okay, a limited success. Great, that's better than it was.
Oh God, okay.
You roll, and this helps to put some distance between you and the one that was just knocked off your vessel. There's still one on it. It's going to make its attack unless somebody wants to do anything else.
I'm going to roll, what do you call it? Data thingy. Sensor. Sensor check. Let me remove the positive here. I want to target lock on these creatures, which will give him a bonus to shooting them in the face.
Heck yes. Go ahead, sir.
Bam. 1 success.
Okay. He will get the bonus. He only gets 1 bonus, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's just 1.
Yeah.
It's 1 for every success.
Yep.
So your next round, you're going to get to add 3 now, Paul.
Cool.
It's going to make its attack, which is melee. Oops. Critical damage to hull of vessel. Critical damage.
Hey, Doc.
Tamir, can we get any more speed out of this thing?
Do you want speed or do you want firepower? Make the call.
We need them off the ship. I don't know. Between the two of you, figure it out.
Understood. I'm going to adjust.
3, 4, 5, 6. You do have 5 armor on this. So was that considered in all of that, Mike?
Oh, do we have 5 armor?
You have 5 armor on the vessel, so you're really only 1 down.
I'll
for the whole points.
I'll double check how that works, but yes, I believe that.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it works, is because the armor goes down first and then the hull, the proper hull. So they have definitely made it through the armor of the vessel.
Mike, don't you be tearing up my ship unnecessarily.
Listen, I'm working on it.
Go ahead, Paul. Make another check.
Plus 3 this time, right?
Plus 3 this time. Would you like to add anything? How do you want to help balance this situation?
Or do you want to use your ability?
What is my ability?
No, you have an ability that I believe. No, I think Saul has that. Your icon talent is someone's icon talent is the shipwright.
I gotta wait.
Is the shipwright? And Saul, your icon talent will let you get an auto crit.
Yes. Yeah, but I have a bonus.
My icon talent only comes into effect when the ship is at 0.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yep. Not there yet.
Not there yet.
All right.
That I remember.
So I'll let you choose, Paul. Do you want to take the crit or do you want to take the bonus that was given to you by Malik?
Am I allowed to make the decision after I roll? No?
I guess you could, yeah. There's no rule that you can't.
I guess that's true.
Wait, so what is our HP at for the ship?
So the way that armor works is just like body armor. So I'm gonna roll 5 d6s.
Great.
And
Thank you, Mike.
You had 3 successes, Dot?
I had 1 success.
But you had 3 in total, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
In this combat, correct.
Yeah, so every time you attack, I roll 5 d6s. So one of the damages is negated.
Great.
Actually, so 2 of the we're
2 of the 3.
2 points. Every 6 is 1 point of damage negated. So that is the first attack you made.
There were 2, and then another 2.
So that one failed.
So
and then that one.
we blocked 3 of the 6 damage you gave us. So we are
so
at
3 whole points.
Yes.
Great, wonderful. Okay.
So we're still pretty good. I'm a roll.
Well, you're halfway there.
We're halfway.
Pretty good.
I'm a roll.
Under
We're fine.
armor, it'll be 3 rather than 5 now?
Nope, it's 5.
It's definitely 5.
Your armor doesn't go down. Your armor is the number of dice you roll to counter Dot's
To
attacks.
counteract it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright, so
that's
I'm a roll.
Make another attack. I'm gonna have Tamir make another technology to see if you can reroute power. You tell me, do you want to do it to his weapons, or do you want to do it to the boosters, which are gonna give a bonus to one or the other?
Should I wait until he does that, or?
Yeah, let's hold off. Let's see what Tamir decides to do.
Tamir's first instinct was to defensive.
Okay,
We
great.
have guns. Let's use them.
Yeah, let's use them. Great. You boost it. So add another die.
So I have 4.
Yes.
4
Yeah.
now. Okay. All right. Come on.
Okay, their armor is Very high.
So you roll that to counteract.
I know, Gracie. We might die. It's okay.
Every 6 removes 1 point of damage from the gun.
Just 1. So the gun does 2. It removes another 1 from this one. This creature, it's the first time it's taken damage, but it does take it. The other 4 are catching up quickly. They move fast through space, and they are gaining on the ship. I need another piloting roll.
Yeah, we're dead.
This is stressful as hell.
Space battles, yo.
Oh my gosh!
Nicely done. Tal, you know this ship inside and out. You know how to make it go faster. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You manage to reroute power to the back thrusters. These 5, one of them very close, the other one's not far behind, are gaining on you. And you begin a nosedive towards the surface, towards the mining colony on Taoan. As the ship gains speed, I need all the rest of you to make a dexterity check because the ship lurches with power as Tau basically reroutes energy across the vessel. So the other 3 of you make a...
Do you get a bonus if you're seatbelted into a...
Yeah, well, yes.
Ah, shit. I didn't put my seatbelt on.
You did not.
Fuck. All right.
I think Tal and I probably have one on.
Nope. It lurches you and dumps the both of you out of your seat. Oh, yep, great, wonderful. You managed to hang on to the actual computer system, like the actual HUD deck itself, but the other 2 of you are knocked free as the vessel lurches at fast speed. You hear the sound of one of these creatures cry out into the darkness of night as it burns up, as massive fire explodes out of the back of this ship, shooting you forward and ever closer towards the surface.
As it lurches, I say, everybody hold on. Too late. It's
too late. It's far too late. And the ship begins a descent as fast as it can through the atmosphere of Taoan. The other one that was attached to the hull, it's going to get one more strike, basically. The other ones have been left in the dust and turn away as you hit the atmosphere because fire and atmosphere. Okay, it has limited success. Perfect. You hear another crunch as something is ripped free. 2 more points of damage to the ship. This leaves you with only a single hull point left as the vessel is engulfed in flames. Tal, you know the instant that you have to hit to close off the front of the vessel to keep the fire at bay. And you close it just in time for the flames begin coming off the front of the ship as it descends towards the planet's surface. The creature burns up in the atmosphere as once again the sound of its just haunting voice rings out into the darkness. The ship is now covered in both flames and is falling to the surface of this planet. I need one more pilot check to land because this place is covered in gas and your sight line is minimal to land on this mining planet. Nicely done.
I'll take it.
Nicely done. This is not your first rodeo. And as you
say that a lot in the work business.
I feel like categorically this is her first rodeo when it comes to this.
No, it's fine. I've done this before.
As soon as you realize that the creature is off the hull and has burned up, you toss the kind of redirected power back into the ship. And instead of diving, it levels out, and there's this moment where the ship kind of comes to a halt as it rights itself towards the horizon, and you slowly begin to descend as the feet come out, and you are able to land on a docking station on this mining planet. You can see that it has burned up. Everything is charred black. Pieces of it lay in ruin, and the entrance to the mine itself has been blown closed. It has crumbled in on itself. This was definitely attacked from the skies, and everything around here is dead. Bodies lay all over the place. From what you can tell, there is no survivor. And that's where we have to stop tonight because we're already over time. But you made it to the Taoan system and to the mining colony.
We didn't die.
Yeah,
Already, like, way over time.
But we didn't die.
Oh my god.
You realize we have to go back.
It's okay.
I like how everyone was casually like, we're taking damage, it's totally fine. And I'm like, oh no. But if you have, so here's what the problem that happens when you read the book. When you take all 6 points of damage, you get explosive decompression.
Yep.
Which means your ship could just tear in half, or you lose body parts.
Was all you guys had left. I was like, we'll see if they actually make it. They'll make it to
It's
Talyn.
the vacuum of space is just gonna fucking...
I was completely convinced we were all about to die.
Oh
Good.
no.
That was.
I knew we would have made it. I knew.
Yeah, that Tamir trusts Tal's piloting explicitly.
She did it.
Explicitly? I
Tal
don't
was
know.
100% sure she was going to die.
It was a wonderful, clean jump to Talyn. I'll be interested to see if you go back over the content and what was recorded in the jump, because there might be something there. And
Damn straight I am.
when you take risky travel and you pass through the darkness of space, whatever's in between can awaken things inside of you.
I don't like this kind of Dot. I don't like evil Dot.
I love it.
It's always evil Dot. She
So-
just hides it well.
It's true. I hide it behind a smile and cute hair. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And now we also have two, mystics with us. No big deal.
So this was a stressful episode of Void. Let's go around. Let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here so we can all have a talk. We'll start with the Space Devil herself. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are
Hey,
you up to?
Space Dot. Space Devil Dot. I'm digging this. I
Rebrand. No, I'm just kidding.
rebranding. I'm great. I was very excited. I did use quite a few darkness points this time around, though I didn't use as many as I would have liked. But that's okay. I still got time.
Don't worry.
So I am
Mike will give you more.
officially
We're only halfway
down.
through.
We made
I am down to 8.
Ooh.
8 darkness points. I did take the one for my bad joke. For the record, the rest of them,
No.
the rest of them,
Oh my god.
I got plenty. I filled out a new card and everything.
We also did just start giving them to you.
You have just started handing.
Like
them
you would have
over,
had
so-
less than that if we had just
yeah.
giving them to
if you guys had
today.
stopped being interesting, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but
Interest.
it's fine. It's fine. Plus, this module that we're never actually going to get to.
Oh, no.
One of the things that I love about Coriolis, and as a GM, if you are a GM and you play through one of their modules, you actually use darkness points to activate story points. Like the worst things in story, I can turn them over to actually activate things happening in the story. So I've already used some to activate the emissary being lost. For all of you at home that want to understand the mechanics there, I activated darkness points to speed up their catching up to the vessel, the ship, 2 of them. That's what I used them on, to assure that they landed and began eating through your hull.
Thanks.
Great.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm done. If you want to see me be evil elsewhere, you can do that in a couple different ways. Next week, I know I said this last week, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we postponed the finale of Teens in Space to this upcoming Wednesday.
Hey.
This Sunday is Sunday Fun Day over on the Dot Lot. We're going to be playing Teens in Space and some D&D. What else is happening this weekend? No VTM this weekend. But North by Northwest, you can always check me out there if you want some more D&D and you want to see me in a podcast. I think that's it. And then, of course, I'm here every Thursday, wreaking havoc on these folks' lives.
Sweet. Speaking of podcasts and or Teens in Space, Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, my name is Gnome, and you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Nomadic. I am here every Thursday, and we're going to just forever keep playing this game. Like, I believe we now are contractually obligated to play this game. So yeah, so we do that. Dot is very gracious in shifting around the schedule a little bit for Teens in Space. Thank you so very much. I'm super excited to finish that off with an amazing cast and obviously Dot. That's gonna be super fun on Wednesday. And what else do I do? I'm on the Rise of Demigods podcast. We just released a new episode all about vaginas, if you want to learn.
That's true.
Oh, perfect. Please tell me somebody on the podcast actually has a vagina?
Well, technically 2 of us, yeah.
Oh, that's great. The last time, I only say that because I listened to a podcast the other day with 3 men sitting there talking about vaginas.
Oh my
and I
God,
was like,
okay.
none of you have
It
them.
was. That was why it was so fucking hilarious, because half of the table is like gay.
Technically 2 of you,
The
but
other half, trans, and, bi?
it's technically 2 of you, but spiritually all of you.
It was great.
Okay, I feel better. I feel better about that. That's a vagina conversation I could get behind.
Yeah, no.
A bunch of cis white males talking about vaginas just made me want to hurt somebody.
No, it was amazing. Go check it out. I still am clearly laughing about it because it was probably very peak us. I don't know why people listen to us, but thank you for all your support.
Like I said,
outro.
you seem important.
No, I mean seem. Again, the key word is seem.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of seeming important, Paul, who are you? Where can we find you?
What the Oh no! That's so loud.
Listen, I just take what you give me as a segue. This is what you've done.
This isn't the segue you wanted.
I am hurt, but I am not surprised. Hello, I am Paul. All right, at inwhat123 on Twitter, Twitch, wherever you want to find me. I can be found here. I am your socially awkward, just a dumbass assassin soul, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the verbal attacks that I get nonstop, which is okay. But yeah, that's it. You can find me on Twitter, and I guess here on Thursday, because you should, because it's fun.
That is true.
Yeah.
Verbal attacks. And last but not least, Eris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
What? No disses this time? I feel so left out. I should
listen,
have an insult at the
I'll
very
give you some
least.
of mine
The
later.
first,
don't
the
worry.
first and last person are the easiest transitions.
All right. Well, hi. I'm Eris Sabat. If you like watching me become emotionally tortured for fun, you can watch me not this weekend, but most weekends on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/Cyberk, where I am playing a really mind-fucky Planescape game with my friends, and it's just great. And there's crying, and people are dying, and lots of fucked up shit happening. It's fantastic. Mindfucky in a completely different way. You can find me on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Open for Adventure, where I play a completely different character in a completely different campaign, and I love her very much.
Fantastic.
Oh, and I make stuff. That's
true.
the thing.
You do make stuff. Go
Makes
check that out.
amazing stuff.
Really good stuff.
Amazing stuff.
If you guys haven't checked out the podcast yet, we have a podcast. It's called Dark Fortunes. Find us on Twitter at Dark Fortunes. You can search us on all of your podcast places to find us. If you guys want to see more unMadeGaming podcasts, the best way is to go listen to that one and show us that you really like it. And we will make more of them to maybe include City of Mist and or Coriolis in the future. Who knows? And if you want to help me contractually obligate my friends to be here week after week, the best way is to let me pay them. So either donate or go to our Patreon so we can afford to pay these wonderful people and force them to be here for your entertainment. That being said, we are out of here. We will see you guys next week. From Almost to You. Bye-bye.